Imagine I didn't even set an intro, man. It went straight in. Oh man. Oh man. Welcome guys, man. Welcome guys, man. Big up to everyone here, man. I'm the Talks Ball. I've got Veto. Veto, my man. Veto. How you doing, Veto? Veto's frozen there. Veto, can you hear us? Huh? Txiki settings, man.
There we go, man. Man, you there?
Bro, how you G certified? Let's go to G certified. Veto, if you can hear me, we can't hear you, man. G certified, man. How you doing, bro?
Hey, man, I got this, Hamza, man. Let me play it. Wish death upon me. Lord in my eyes, dog, and I can't see. They wish death upon us, Hamza. They wish death upon Hamza. They said that we weren't gonna beat. Come on, bro. They said we're gonna lose another case. Come on. Better watch how you talk. Hey, come on. Hey. Many men. Come on, hey.
Come on, bro. Let's do it, man. Bro, oh my God. That's what I'm saying, man. They wanted us dead.
Come on. Hey, listen to this, Hamza. Hey, on the pitch, something special happens every time with the greatest. Something like Barca in 09. Oh my days. Bro, listen, yeah. At the end of the day, they wish death upon us, bro. They wish death upon us, bro. Let me take off my glasses, bro. They wish death upon us.
That's what I'm saying, man. They wanted us dead, bro. They wanted us dead, bro.
They thought that,
Comebacks.
They thought that this was gonna be an emergency meeting. Nah, yeah, this is gonna be a celebration. That's what it's gonna be.
I'm saying. They thought this is the day. Come on, man.
Don't make it a depression thing,
bro. Who's there, bro? How many of them men wanted us dead? Let me call their name out. Biggest fraud, Terry. Biggest fraud, Hussam. Biggest fraud, Mo. Biggest fraud, all these fan base Arsenal fans. Yeah? They wanted us out, man.
They wanted us out.
Before we start the show, man, let me welcome as well, Veto. Come on.
Let's go, Professor G. Yeah. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm driving right now. I'm rushing to the studio, but I gotta say this, and I'm thankful to be able to say it on your channel right now. All of you haters, the hate, you can't be rewarded when you hate. You can't get things that you want when you hate. Good things in life come with love. And I love this club. We're hating on you for hating on us. That's all that it is. An eye for an eye. You didn't want us to exist.
Absolutely.
You don't want us in the league. You want to liquidate us. For what? For competing. For actually doing what you want your owners to do. You clowns. You cuss your owners every damn day. Every day you're crying on the timelines. You're crying on YouTube. You're making TikToks. You're crying about your club because you know what? They're doing what our club's trying to do. Our club's trying to compete. And we got to deal with letters coming from Arsenal owners, Arsenal boards, talking about this can't happen. Yeah. Professor, when I get in the studio, we're going to talk heavy about this. But yes, international break and City with another win. International break and City with another win. I love it.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. You know what? Let me say, man, what a great yesterday, what a great achievement. And to come out there, they wanted us dead. When I stood up with my football club, like it showed you and we were right. G certified. We are right.
We were right.
It was the biggest shame in football history. What the article printed, humiliated. Premier League were humiliated in front of judges with experience. They're called ridiculous, pathetic.
You know,
bro, it was a joke, bro.
I was
It
laughing.
was
Yeah,
a joke. What are we doing here? Laughable. You know, and you know one thing has come out across to me. I hate a certain club now more. Arsenal Football Club, I hate you more.
Yeah.
I pray for your downfall. I pray, Ya Allah, make them get relegated. One day I want to see you relegated. I want to see how many of you will stay. You scumbags. How many of you guys scumbags will stay? Like us. How many of you will stay? They used to say that to me, man, bro. How are you gonna stay when City go down? Are you gonna stay with, bro? Yesterday's victory, we won that victory, and I want to big up to the certain clubs there.
Yes.
Big up the Blue Brothers, man.
Yeah.
Big up the Blue Chelsea Brothers, man.
They got Everton as
Chelsea
well.
Brothers stood by us. Why do you think most of the time I've dunk on Chelsea, but it's not deep down from the heart? I don't dunk on these guys on the hate. I told you, I knew Arsenal were snakes.
Yeah.
Arsenal fans are snakes. Their clubs are snakes. Bro, they're
Even
worse than snakes. Worse than snakes. Yeah? The worst animal snakes are Arsenal fans. Arsenal and their football club.
You know what?
Backfired on them, bro. Backfired on them. Straight.
I gotta say this. Professor, I gotta say this. And Arsenal fans get triggered when I talk about how they've attempted to compete with us the last few years. They have not shown that they're gonna fight for anything. And they hate when I bring up this quote. But when Troy Deeney talked about no cojones, he was absolutely right. These Arsenal fans don't want to compete, and it starts from their board. It starts from their board that don't want to compete, trickling down to the manager that wants to defend for his life and will rather have a draw than actually go out and try and snatch the league last season. This whole fan base are a bunch of crybabies and cowards. They're defending the fact that we just saw Nottingham Forest down to 10 men actually put up a fight against Chelsea. But when we point that out versus Arsenal 10 men down defending for their lives, they don't understand the difference. You have to fight. You have to compete. And their owners don't even want to fight. Their owners didn't want us in the mix. Sending out letters like snakes. Try to stop them. Try to stop the next club like a Newcastle. We're doing good work. We're actually fighting for the little guy.
We're doing community
We're
work.
trying to make this more competitive. Charity work.
We don't get paid for this.
From our own car.
We don't get paid for this.
We don't get paid enough to save everyone.
We don't get paid enough. Now they're telling me. Now they're telling us that we're gonna have. Then the Premier League are trying to say that they won the case. They have no shame.
We're incompetent. Premier League were incompetent. Bro, what a fool! Imagine an organization, a big organization that went to court, making rules that they're breaking themselves. Bro, it's not who's running Premier League. Tell me someone's competent. Who's running this? Bro, they broke two of their laws that they were signing in the contract. City humiliated them. In front of judges. What's the word they used? They used the word
abuse of power.
They used abuse of power. Abuse of power. Imagine they tarnish. Bro, I swear it's hit them hard with confidence. Imagine you're an organization. You lose a battle. You thought every time you can just bully everyone. And you know what's the worst thing? They were asked by the judges, when did they decide to bring this APT? When did they decide that? An email was leaked. It was after the Newcastle takeover.
Yep.
So they said to them, why after the Newcastle takeover? What has it got to do with that? What has it got to do with Newcastle takeover? They found it discriminatory.
Yep.
I'm telling you, bro. Listen.
People have to. If I'm in charge of Premier League, I'm resigning. I'm incompetent. Yeah, absolutely. How do I plan for a case like this? Turn up the court, and I'm that incompetent as an organization.
That honestly, I would be looking at stepping down because for me, I would be thinking, how have I asked Arsenal to defend me, and now they've got a case on their hands?
Arsenal got dragged into a case. They walked in to watch a case. They were there. They were there. They walked into court. Oh my days! I'm coming in to watch the court case. I'm gonna get handcuffed. Oh, you're the guy supposed to be there.
No, you know what it is? Bro, think about it. Yeah, it's like Arsenal, and I said this before. If they were somebody's lawyer, they're giving the person more time. They're not defending them. They want the person more time. The person may be innocent, but they'll get sent to death row because of Arsenal lawyers. That's Arsenal lawyers. So at the end of the day, this is what I've realized. At the end of the day, the Premier League are fraudulent, and I do agree there is some sort of discrimination. I'm not going to say that. Listen, I'm not going to say that that they're racist, but I do think that they have, because obviously because of Roman Abramovich, because they did this to Roman Abramovich as well. Yeah, when stuff was getting a little bit techie. But for me, I think that there's certainly a prejudice towards Middle Eastern owners, Chinese owners, and they only feel safe doing business with American owners in the league. I only think that they feel good doing business with Western owners because they feel like these guys are going to come in, dictate, and do whatever they want to do to the league, even though that these guys just want to win and they just want. That's it. That's it. They might want to win by. You can say they want to spend this money, they want to spend that money, they want to spend this. But Qatari, there's been so many owners that wanted to take over United, Liverpool, wanted to do stuff with those clubs as well. Yeah, but Liverpool, you guys said I'm a classy club. We don't do that. So why do you think Qatari would come to you if you're turning your heads away from Qatari?
Facts.
Yeah.
Bro, it's a business, bro. One thing about these football fans, so naive and dumb. I'm so glad they sit there reading Daily Mail. When City, first, Sam is the biggest fraud. When they come out there, they're incompetent. They just read on the basis of bro, ask yourself. The country, UK, needs business. They need cash. Veto. They need cash.
Yeah.
They know our investments of Manchester City brings a lot of cash to the country. It's a fact.
Yep.
It's an asset. The Abu Dhabi guys are bringing money here, and it's an asset to the country. Yeah? Business power. One rule. You can't have one rule for Premier League, one rule for the country. When you're signing sponsorship deals, when you're signing sponsorship deals, do you think sponsors look and say, oh, who owns that? Bro, it's nothing related. City absolutely humiliated the Premier League. It's a fact. And you know what's the worst thing? The worst thing, they were so pathetic. They're asking these other stupid guys to write reports to try and stop tarnishing Premier League's name. They were tarnished, bro.
Yeah.
Norton wrote it. Massive, big blow. This
huge.
You can win the little cases there, whatever it is. It was damning report. And there were senior judges. One of the senior judges of European Court of Justice for 30-something years was heading there. Was one of them. They're all big guys.
You know what? I want to say this real quick, Professor. I like the news that broke because I actually took a second to step back. I took a second to see what was happening on YouTube, what was happening on TikTok, what was happening on Instagram, what was happening on the timeline, Twitter X, because I want to see how the rivals were going to position this quote unquote win. Because some of them didn't want to give credit to City and what they were actually able to do with regards to the APT. And some wanted to take the Premier League side and saying, oh, well, the Prem actually won when it comes down to things. No. And this is the spin job that you were just speaking of. Yes, everything that we were trying to get changed did not get changed. We didn't win everything that we were fighting for. But we won on the points of saying, your random judgment on what's considered associated, get that out of here. You're wrong for that. You're not accurate with what you're doing. You're supposedly a judgment to determine what's of equal value. Throw that out the door because you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know how to properly assess that. So when rivals and when they want to do the whole spin with the articles in terms of, oh, City didn't quite win, we won with what we were challenging on. To win everything was damn near impossible. But this was a beautiful win for us. And for you rivals continuing to crying, I'm almost in my studio, so I'll be there shortly. For you rivals that are crying to say, oh, now it's going to be the wild, wild west. Now Newcastle and City are just going to spend whatever they want. They're going to sponsor themselves. No, that's never been the case. Look at the deals that the league actually canceled on us. They weren't ridiculous, overinflated, but you were questioning how they were associated to us. So I'm gonna be in the studio in 5 minutes. I'll be back.
Big up
Professor.
Lucas.
Welcome, Yusuf. How are you doing, Yusuf, man? Welcome, man. We're talking about the yesterday's verdict, which is a damning blow. Bro, it's a damning blow. You must be deluded not to believe that. Like it was a damning blow.
First and foremost, I'd like to say hi to Hamza, G-Certified, and our good friend. How are you guys doing? Number two, looking at the current situation, look, the Premier League and these top three, let's just say open quotes, cartel clubs. Their idea and mission was always to destroy City's image publicly, right? So they went through, with the CAS, they went through the whole idea of changing the FFP 2012, everything, because they couldn't stand City. They could see City becoming this juggernaut of a team. Now, basically, what they've done is when they saw Newcastle coming up, and obviously the Saudis bought the club, 2012. They decided all of a sudden we're scared now because this whole of Middle Eastern team, investors are coming and man, we want to change this, the FFP. We want to change everything. All of a sudden now, the whole, the City and they're taking us to court and everything, bro. I'm sick and tired of this. I hope the Super League comes.
Bro, it was a big blow. Big blow. Yeah. Let me tell people like James Bond. It was a big blow. And I'll tell you one thing. The club that was humiliated was Arsenal Football Club.
Yeah, 100%.
Embarrassing, pathetic, useless. Yeah, scums that deserve to be absolute. Bro, they came out there begging. They're begging. Bro, I'm thinking, you're begging. Bro, they walked out of Foden ceremony. Look at that pathetic. Look how pathetic they are. Look how pathetic Arsenal Football Club is.
No, but this is
what was game player of the year? What was the need to walk out? Yeah. When recently we beat them. Yeah. Recently when we drew against them. Yeah. There was when we and then what's the name? The Ateta came out, threatened indirectly. What did he say? Oh, I know what's happening at City. What did Pep tell him straight away? Say what you got to do. Say what you got to say, bro. If you're a man of yours, you say it. Don't skip. Don't run away. Bunch of frauds. What did you do? Oh, Pep Guardiola, I love you, Lala. Because he knows. He knows, bro. He knows Arsenal Football Club in the top of the football. He knows to get at the top now. The new clubs are there. It's Madrid, City, the Inter. These guys are now at the top now. They're the ones sitting at the top. Who's Arsenal Football Club? Who's Arsenal Football Club in 2024? What are we doing here?
No, let's not even give them the
Hamza, remember we're talking about a club that hasn't won the league in 20 years, bro.
Yeah, man, this is
20 years, no Premier League title. Yeah, that's crazy.
This is what I'm saying about. This is the thing. I'm not surprised. Yeah, but what my biggest surprise was when I was
for Newcastle.
Exactly, bro. My biggest surprise was when I was looking and I seen Brentford, I seen Fulham, I seen Wolves, I seen West Ham. I said,
look, you know one thing, G-Certified, I want to just say something quickly just before you, sorry to interrupt. My thing is, look, okay, I can understand, you Arsenal, you Liverpool, United, right? Okay, they've always had that. But I never understood Wolverhampton. I've never understood, especially Wolverhampton, because look, Wolverhampton, I'm pretty sure George Mendes is like within that board, etc. And we have like a good relationship with George Mendes. So I'm not sure why that Wolverhampton have decided to do that. Number two, even West Ham.
That one surprised me. The West Ham one. Because even the fans were thinking, what are they doing? So for me, all I'm saying is that the Premier League need to just now hope that they win this case or that they settle. Yeah, that's the only thing. And I can see this. They are gonna have to try. In my opinion, if you're asking me to predict, I think this is gonna end in a settlement. Yeah, this is gonna end in a settlement between this 115 case between the Premier League and between City, because you know what? They cannot be embarrassed. This is an embarrassment. Yeah, I don't want to ever hear again the Premier League disrespect La Liga, Serie A, the Uber Eats League, Bundesliga, all these international leagues about corruption. I don't want to hear about Juventus cheating. I don't want to hear about Barcelona cheating. I don't want to hear about Real Madrid cheating, because guess what? You guys haven't been following your own rules. So you guys have been cheating. You guys have been cheating.
Yep.
Listen,
this is the thing with us.
There's always
The Premier League always think they can get away with it because they think that, yeah, you know, we've got the PR, you know, we can dance around it like fairies, dance around the situation, you know, we're gonna be okay because people love the product. You guys have just been embarrassed worldwide. Yeah, so you just gotta make sure you win that case.
You know what's funny? G-Certified, just talking about this, right? It's got to the point where even the culture secretary is going to get involved in this case. The culture secretary, the UK culture, is getting involved in this case. This is crazy, bro.
Let me say this real quick, because those clubs you mentioned, G-Certified, I had to put them on stage. You see them, and I'm blocking Bournemouth and I'm blocking Fulham right now, but this red cartel, this is where it all came from. When they want to talk about the influence and why certain rules are made, it's about keeping them at the top. They were putting all this into place and try to disguise it for it to be unilateral and helpful for all. But no, it was to protect these guys. It was to protect all of the ones that want to remind all of us about history and what they've done. So they were putting in these rules, and what they didn't realize is, when you put in rules like that to try to prevent competition, when you want to compete, you actually find ways of actually being better, being more efficient, being good at what you do to be able to compete. They didn't realize the nature of the owners in Manchester City's willingness and devotion to want to win, to want to compete. So now when they put all these rules in place, they've actually seen that it's hindering them keeping their quote unquote dominance. It's hindered them having other clubs to actually be at the level. So I'm so happy for this. Where I'm going to disagree with a few is I don't want the Super League. I don't want the Super League. I want us to dominate this one. I want us to erase what's been so great.
That's it. Yes. I want to make a Bundesliga. I want to make a Bundesliga.
That's what I want them. The way they said, oh, when United were doing their thing and their pump, oh, it was so great. I want that to be us. I want that to be us without the arrogance, without the entitlement. I want us to do our thing and show that, hey, yeah, the good old days were good for you, but now it's good for us. And if it was good for you back then, it's going to be good for us. I don't want the Super League. I really don't. I want this Prem to continue on. I want them to fix what they've gotten wrong. And I want us to, like we've been doing, and thank you for the people in the backroom staff. Thank you to Pep. Thank you to the players. There's a reason why. Pep came out of his own pocket and paid every Manchester City staff. Because that's what it takes to win like this. That's what it takes to dominate. It's not just the big names on the board. It's not just the manager. It's not just the players. It's every single Manchester City club member putting in their work. And Pep came out of pocket and paid each of them individually to say, thank you. I appreciate what you do. You made a difference here. I want us to continue to dominate. That's what I want. Make it the Farmers League. Go ahead.
Facts, 100%. I think it's time. I'm so glad. Listen, we were not going to be a walkover. We're not going to be a walkover here. And I think everyone learned. Everyone who were like, they were taking a mickey of us, 115. Well, they never expected City can stand up against big. We stood up against UEFA. Who's Premier League? Bro, we took UEFA to cast. We think we're not complying with your bullshit regulation, Cartel. We're going to the top. Let's go. You went to fair judges, but you got these frauds. Fraud families from Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United that sit down there. The only way you get away is technicality. Bro, I'm thinking, Bro, did these guys ever finish primary school? They never started the report, but they utter the same word. They utter the same sentence. The only reason there is because of what's that word that they keep saying? The only reason we got away from the cast
Time barred, because of time barred.
Bro, they repeat. It's like, yo, a baby nursery will just copy the same word what someone said. If you say the baby copies it. They copy the same narrative of Goldbridge, Terry, the Sam, and they sit down there and they just copy the same time bar. You think, yo, are you that thick not to have read pages? Then it made sense to me.
Saad is another fraud. Saad is another fraud that keeps talking about time barred as well.
Time barred, Saad. They sit down there, time barred, time. Bro, you know reason they cannot read those reports. They're not comprehensive enough to read those reports. We doubt UEFA. UEFA can appeal. Bro, they had a chance to appeal. UEFA had a chance to appeal. So they were humiliated that bad, they didn't even appeal. I've never spoke about it. They shut their mouth. They said, yo, I'm sitting in your big club. They realize, don't play, don't mess around with us. Don't mess around with us. Next time. Go on, Yusuf.
Sorry, Hamza. I didn't want to cut you off, but just talking about the point that you just mentioned, for me, the biggest slap to UEFA's face, put the cast thing aside, for me is when the UEFA president handed us that Champions League trophy in 2023. That was the biggest slap, and you can just see, man. You know what I mean? That was the. That was.
What else?
The one.
Yep, and then we also ended up winning Club of the Year, like best ran club,
best sporting club, best run club. We got voted multiple people, sporting events, bro. People in NBA looking at us like that. Pep's going there, coaching NBA team, winning NBAs. Bro, I've seen that with Man United. I've never seen that with Man United. Ferguson. All of that. Oh, Ferguson is just doing horse racing. You remember he used to have a horse? He used to have a horse that never used to win. Frank used to have a horse that never wins in the horse racing. Every time he's doing horse racing, I'm thinking he never wins at Epsom, never wins at Cheltenham. I see Hamza knows all the horse race courses. Never won at Epsom, Gloucester, never won it. Yeah, because I used to remember, I used to say, yo, you can't do it. But guess what Pep does? Pep goes to NBA. Bro, the guy stopped even throwing balls. He goes, yo, my guy's here, man. I'm going to win it. City are motivating sporting teams. Imagine, Boston Celtics came out there. They said that they gave a speech. That manager, he gave a speech because he showed them Man City videos. Do you think he would show them Arsenal videos?
No.
Do you think he would show them Arsenal videos?
No.
Bro, what?
On how to defend. Arsenal videos on how to defend. No.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Do you think he said, let me show you. This is a lie. This is a lie. Arteta, this is a lie. Do you think that's what Boston Celtic manager, NBA coaches say? This is light. What does the light do? It shines light. No.
Yeah.
They used our videos at Amazon Prime. They see Hamza talk with motivation. They think this is a guy. They don't go to other people's channel who complain, 115. The reason why we can't win because of 115. Guys, spam 115. Spam 115.
Spam it.
That's what they don't do. We don't complain. We're here to win.
Yeah.
We don't make excuses.
Yeah.
And
you know what?
To me, it was a dummy blow to the Premier League. They ate that. To me, I don't forget Chelsea. Big up Chelsea fans. Big up every Chelsea fans up there.
Yeah.
You stood with history. Was it not first? Is another one.
Hamza, not just Chelsea, Everton, Newcastle. You know what?
Newcastle.
Yeah.
I want them to win. Newcastle, you're coming. Don't worry.
I'm even gonna just say,
Don't worry.
I'm gonna even bring up Aston Villa, all those guys, all those people, all the other teams that didn't give evidence to the Premier League. Big year, yeah. Because I remember in the cast case, Newcastle and Tottenham gave evidence. This time round, they didn't give evidence. Yeah, they learned. They learned their lesson. You know, they learned. Why do that? You know what I'm saying? Because if you want,
go ahead.
Go on.
I was just gonna say we're Robin Hood in this case, guys. We're Robin Hood. We're trying to show that these riches over here, they're not trying to share with you guys. They were never trying to share. We're trying to take from them and give it back. Newcastle, and shout out to my man Toon. We've been doing this work to try and help the rest of the league. We're the only ones asking for an independent review, independent regulator. That's us. We're saying, no, we take it out of the hands, Prem. We see that you're not able to do it accurately. We see you kind of favor a few clubs more than others. Hey,
look at this.
Independent regulator.
Premier League clubs will meet on Thursday next week, with some claiming Man City are trying to bully them. I'm complaining of bullying now. We're bullying you now, yeah?
Bully.
We're bullying these guys. I bully them. I bully their fan base. Pep is bullying their manager. Now that my club is bullying.
Hamza, you know, just as a quick, Veta Hamza, you know what it is? What I was going to say. The thing that's making me laugh is the fact that they've got now the culture secretary of our country getting involved in this case.
Yeah.
Get involved in this case.
They're scrambling.
It's crazy, man. And I forgot to say to you, even the Prime Minister is an Arsenal fan. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say like, oh, he's gonna say something. But at the end of the day, he's got to show, man. He's gonna do anything just to keep it out. It's just absurd.
And in fact, yeah, it's so funny that these clubs complain about the reason why you don't win anything. Your structure are shit. Your owners are crap. You don't have winning mentality, and it's trickled to your fan base. Have some shame. Come out the shackles and call out your clubs. If I'm the one, bro, I'll call out my club. I'll say Arsenal is shit. Owners are shit. Managers crap. Why am I not winning anything? I have standards, but they don't have. They're all scared. Like example, Arsenal fans are scared of Arteta. Imagine. I have not won them anything. They're scared of managers who's not won them anything. How can it be a big club? Well, why do you think Real Madrid are scared of Ancelotti? Ancelotti's got CV. Half Madrid fan. You talk down Madrid and say, Ancelotti, you have nothing above us. Sit down on the floor. Yeah? Man United are talking down at ETH. But guess what? One fan base. Top 4's a trophy. Arsenal Football Club. They're scared to call out the team. They're hypocrites. They're scared to call out Cronke. Yeah? And they were found to be guilty there. Why are they doing that? They got found in that panel of judges that not only Premier League are breaking the law, unlawful. The rules are unlawful, bro. Imagine the fact that rules are unlawful. It's not even according to law. It's not following the law.
Yeah.
How can you make a rule that doesn't even follow the law of the country?
Unlawful rules that they were then trying to clown us and joke on us when we were saying we're fighting them. Why are you fighting? Why are you suing the league?
Yeah, who makes rules of that doesn't follow a law? Do I come outside and I start making laws say, yo, guys, we're not driving from the right side in my area, left side. That's awful. That's Premier League.
Now, you know what the Premier League is up there? The Premier League, this is what the Premier League do, yeah? Do you know how mad it is? It's like government make a law and then all of a sudden they don't follow it. Yeah, this is they've just done, what's that guy during COVID? They've just done a Matt Hancock. That's what the Premier League have just done. Bro, they've just done a Matt Hancock. That's basically what they've done. And at the end of the day, let's just go back to the letter that we've sent, because we sent a letter to the other Premier League teams here today. Yeah, we didn't warn the Premier League teams, but we just said, listen, the Premier League have been saying have been not following their rules, and it's been found unlawful. I want to see what the other Premier League teams are going to be thinking about that. Because if you're the other Premier League teams and you're following those rules, and then now you hear that they're unlawful, so you got to be thinking, so you're telling me I could have spent more money? You're telling me my team could have been in a better position?
Just a quick one.
Police station to snitch and go back.
Hamza, I just want to say something quickly. Don't you think this should trigger like first and foremost, I think this should be like the primary thing. There should be a vote of no confidence in Richard Masters. Number one. I think
if he's a man of honor, will I resign?
He resigned.
If a man of owner, I'll resign because it's the biggest cuss.
Yeah.
Bro, who runs this Premier League?
He's a red
Nation
cartel
is
puppet.
loose. Yeah, you're a puppet. You've lost at the big. Bro, people resign. People lose jobs. People are held accountable. Yeah, it was embarrassing. Why do you think they wrote quickly to other clubs? Fake rumor. Yeah, thank God. City stood up. We stood up and told everyone it's time, never ever allowed to get bullied. Big up Tony Cole. Never allowed to be bullied, ever. Never allowed to be bullied. We've given the hope to the hopeless. We've given hope to the hopeless. The people who don't believe they can do it, we've given them hope. I've met a Crystal Palace fan who told me, because you want a Champions League, one day I might win the Champions League. Because we
giving dreams. We're giving dreams.
Dreams, man.
This is
Football clubs, we can wonder. You can go win the Premier League. Don't worry about it.
We're saying Boardroom, don't worry. They even forget, yeah, even when it comes to the Super League thing, yeah, apart from Chelsea, who was one of the first teams to drop out of that team? Who was one of the first teams to drop out of that team? We were.
Chelsea walked out from the Super League first and they copied us. They followed us.
Who followed?
Why are you following us? Why didn't you stay back? Exactly. Because guess what? City and Chelsea walked out the Super League. They pulled up first. People say, Liverpool, Man United. Oh, your followers. Whatever you followed us, you followed our command. Because you know, what did Real Madrid said it? Real Madrid were willing to talk. We are the guys. And then to me, I'm seeing this. The City need to sue Premier League. We have to sue Premier League. And they get good damages, bro.
You know what?
This stopped a lot of sponsorship to go through. So City ain't going to stop there. Premier League.
I agree. Yesterday, on Martin's Space, I was saying, this whole damages thing, I was like, I just want to move on. I just want to play the game. For me, you know what? I've decided I want damages now. You know what? I don't even, it's not anything to do with us. It's not gonna buy me anything. But what it's gonna do is it's going to pain the Premier League. It's going to make them more embarrassed. And
I gotta cut you off. I gotta cut you off with that one. Listen, the whole legal thing. When rich people fight with while suing. Rich people fight by suing and countersuing. So I want to point out the cleverness of what's happening here, right? We know the 115 is over our heads, the gray cloud. We don't know what the penalties may be.
Yep.
But when rich people fight, they countersue, and now the countersue is damages to the APT and possible sponsorship. The countersue is our brand or our visibility has been tarnished, our image has been tarnished. There's the countersue and those charges to maybe offset the 115 and those possible damages. So I think, and I kind of said this from the beginning, I think not a settlement, but I think this is going to happen behind closed doors. This is going to happen without the publicity of really making the Prem look as, we know the Prem's bad, but not damaging the Prem where it's like, this league is trash. I don't think that City want to do that. The same way we handled Liverpool cheating. We kind of kept that quiet. They stole
1 million.
1 million. We'll move past it. We won't say you're at fault. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. Wait, look, I don't mind this. Like, obviously, certain, like, like the cast where you kind of, we went through that and then we kind of had a settlement, everything. I don't mind it. But with this specific Premier League, I think the whole idea of, clubs putting pressure on the Premier League and the 115 and this whole idea of City not cooperating, I want City to win rather than taking this settlement with them. I don't want to hear a settlement because I don't feel as though a settlement is going to do anything for us. It's going to basically say, City just.
But they might give us the settlement of saying, listen, their reputation is damaged. Everyone knows.
Let it go to the gutter. Let it go to the gutter. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see.
They're not going to do that. They won't do that.
They've learned their lesson. I think they've learned their lesson. They're now fighting for the fact that Premier League clubs are saying that they're scared that City are bullying them. City are bullying them.
Yeah.
Arsenal Football Club are just called Man City bullies. That we're bullying Arsenal
Ridiculous.
Football Club. I told you.
Man, we're bullying them on and off the pitch.
I said, yeah, the manager belongs to us. Their manager is only a manager due to our badge. I swear to God.
No, but Hamza, we can't talk to Arsenal fans.
The only reason Arsenal manager is there.
We're bullying them, bro, man. We can't, bro. Listen,
Bro, if Arteta did not have a link to City, there's no way he becomes Arsenal manager. No way.
We can't mention the fact I haven't won a Premier League in 20 years. That's bullying, man.
If Omar Barada did not have the links of Man City, he does not become CEO of Man United.
That's true. That's true.
All these guys are associated and begging to be Manchester City so bad. Look at their players. Look where they go. Look at our players where they go.
Hamza.
Look at Arsenal. Their players goes to what? 30 million. Crystal Palace, Nketiah. They're waiting for how many years? ESR, begging for many years. Fulham. Look at our players where they go. Look where our players. Cole Palmer, where did he end up? Chelsea Football Club. Big Heritage Football Club. Look at our Sancho. Where did he go? Top Football Club. And those are the cartel clubs. And I've called them out. Scumbag Arsenal. Scumbag Man United. They're just puppets anyway. They have nothing. They've got leaking roofs. Everything's damaged. That thing, bro, just burn it and just start from beginning. That club needs to go. Liverpool, Liverpool and Man United, they call each other rivals. Biggest bullshit I've ever had. This is the biggest bullshit I've ever had. When I talk about Madrid and Barca are never on the same side. Never. Barca and Madrid will never be on the same side. There's a rivalry there, man.
Yeah.
They hate each other. But it's because pretending, oh, we're rivals. It's the biggest rival in world football. Mwah, mwah. I love you. They're blowing kisses to each other. This is what you wake up, good morning. Mwah. Yeah? How can I call you rivals? Yeah? At least me and Chelsea, we don't call ourselves rivals. I'll call Chelsea my brothers, my friends. Newcastle, I want them to let them spend whatever they've got. Yeah. If Newcastle win ahead of the league ahead of me, I'll be proud. Why am I going to be upset?
Yeah. You know what it is? You know what it is? And these red cartels having their American owners, right? When you brought up the example about competing, if let's say this was Monopoly, okay? Let's say we all start with 500 million. We all start with 500 million. The difference with our owners is that they're willing not to profit. They're willing not to profit off of not trying to compete. Right? They're willing to compete and say, you know what? Maybe it'll be we don't make any profit this year, but we're competing at our best. The difference with these American owners is they're like, how much can we compete and still make money? How much can we compete and still squeeze the dollars out of the fan base? How we can make money and still make profit off of these TV deals? That's how they're thinking. So when a group like Manchester City or what we may see with Newcastle are saying, you know what? We want to compete and we're not looking to hold on to every possible dollar, then the red cartel are looking like, well, there's no way we're competing because we're always going to be a lot of dollars short. We're always going to be keeping the money. So I love this competition. Let it happen. Let it happen. Allow a club and allow the fans like Newcastle to have the joy to compete. It was a disgrace last season for Champions League, for coming out of Champions League to have to this summer potentially sell players. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm big up here. We got Conway here. Conway,
man.
What are you doing, man? And then we're gonna move on to Txiki one. The next one.
Yo, Hamza, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yo, thanks for having me on. Did I join late?
Yeah, no, that's fine. You can continue, bro. We're talking about these clubs who've been humiliating this deal. I think the Premier League's reputation, how bad it's been affected, like 100%. And we're talking about how this was such a bad blow to Premier League, bro. The fact that they said the rules were unlawful, bro. How can and they broke their own law. They broke their own law, bro. And they were asking the thing, when did you come up with the law? City grilled them, apparently, the judges. They grilled them. They came up with the law after the Newcastle takeover. They got asked why it came over the Newcastle takeover. It was the fear mongering, the email that was leaked from the Premier League. It was found to be damning, discriminatory, bro. It damaged Premier League's reputation, like as an organization. Surely, this is why I've always said I am not happy that Premier League cannot have its own regulatory body. You can't just have Richard Masters, the guy who, bro, I don't trust the guy.
Yeah, I don't trust him.
Yeah, I don't trust him. What government have been officiating for many years about trying to dismantle this, I'm pro it. I don't want this associated because I want that like a fair, independent panel.
Yeah, I don't want the Red Cartel picking the next successor.
I want an independent facts. We need an independent panel to be running the Premier League. Facts. Independent. Not associated with me, you, everyone. Let's make independent. Yep. Guess what football clubs are against it? Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal. Why are they against it? Why would the independent panel if I told you? You question it. They're only scared of independent panel because it allows them to lose in power. And this was the first one. It's the first step that they're starting to lose power.
Yeah.
Arsenal trying to hold them tight. Arsenal
and this stupid myth, about the Prem can't survive without a United or without a Liverpool or Arsenal, it's garbage. It's absolute garbage. There were clubs that were having in their pump that were successful and would quote unquote carry the English league, and they faded away. If United can't be there, tough luck. If Arsenal can't be there, tough luck. This is competition. So this protection that Masterson's been doing, or what the Red Cartel have obviously tried to do when they got scared 5 days after the Newcastle got their new owners, I'm loving this win for us. It will continue on with this 1-1-5, and I'm just patiently waiting until the verdict comes out. I'm just patiently waiting because I'm about to do a G certified. I'm gonna start having 50 Cent blasted, many men blasted in my car for 48 hours.
Trust me, man. That's the way to go because this is as fans. Yeah, forget the players have took a lot because listen, the players, their reputation. Imagine you're going to work every single day, and every single day you're going to work, and then now you're getting discredited. People are now saying that you're and all the work that hold on, bro. Yeah? All the work that you're doing is being looked at as irrelevant. It's cheating. You're almost AI, and for me, that's a huge disrespect. And to the fans as well, to the fan base as well, to us, it's a slap in the face as well. You know what I'm saying? Because because we do love our club and we'll defend it, but we shouldn't have to be we shouldn't be having to deal with legal questions about things like this. This should not be anything that we should be dealing with. We should be able to just be sitting and talking as fans. Like this should have never got to this. So basically, it can only be one thing. I mean, two things. It's either City have done something wrong, which in the end, as I said, if City have done something wrong, and I'll say it again, I will put the owners and I will question the owners and I will want them out. Yeah, no doubt. I will put them to the out. I'll not accept it. But if the owners have been doing something right, then it's the Premier League. And then what does that mean? Then that basically means that the Premier League have the Premier League corrupt is a strong word, but
corrupt. Bro, they said it. They use the word damning, unlawful, discriminatory, incompetent or incompetent. These guys, bro, they absolutely embarrassment organization. Nothing other than an embarrassment. Like, please have a law, but have a rule that you follow. You can't break it. You break the law that you made. Are you dumb?
Hamza.
Yeah.
Let me just comment. Yeah.
Go on, Connor. Let me get water.
I know. Go get hydrated, my brother. Water is important. This situation here, guys. When I read the shareholder thing with regard to 100 million or however much the figure was, and basically making it whether it was interest free or the interest was even below market price. To me, that's shocking because imagine that was on the other side and Sheikh Mansour is the one that gave Manchester City Football Club 200 million interest-free loans. Do you know the backlash that we would be getting as a fan base simply because the money's coming from a brown Muslim man and the money's quote-unquote oil money when money's just money anyway. So I think if the shoe was reversed and it was the other person, for example, in Newcastle or City, Twitter would be going crazy during this international break, talking about these oil clubs are ruining football, quote unquote. This is what I'm talking about. The base that we all need to start on as a fan base and establish this is these guys, the Premier League officials, all of these red cartel clubs that are owned by American people. It's racism. Once we establish that as a base, I think we can go from there. They don't like the fact that the trophies that these clubs are trying to go for are being won by a person, and that owns that said football club that's winning these trophies is a brown Muslim man that lives in UAE. They don't like this. They don't like this. It's the harsh reality that people don't want to accept, but it's the truth. Which is why when we find out this article that we're going against the Premier League with regards to these associated party transactions, the first thing that the club labelled in the article that I read was discrimination against golf ownership. They don't just say that for no reason. There's a reasoning behind as to why they're saying that. For example, when we read yesterday, when they tried to stop the First Abu Dhabi Bank and the Emirates Palace sponsorship deals that we were trying to get sorted out last year, the tribunal said that the Premier League took so long in trying to sort that situation.
Yeah, they stalled it. They stalled it. They dragged their feet. And it was supposed to be something that they should have resolved in 10 days. They're supposed to be assessed and do it in 10 days. They dragged their feet on it. And that's, again, going back to what we said earlier, that's abusing their power. So they put rules in place and didn't even follow it. You're right. You're spot on, Conway. And I want to also want to mention, if they, because of the system, because I hear this way too much. It all comes from the royal family. It all comes from the royal family. Okay. For a second, we'll agree to that. But let's also look at some of the most powerful families in the U.S. in terms of them being on boards or them being shareholders or them actually having their own companies. There's money that circulates amongst them. And it's the same system, just in a different territory of the world. So this is why this whole associated party transaction, it's too close knit. No, it's not. Because at the end of the day, even though you want to claim it's all coming from the royal family, you think the royal family and how they're spending money, they want to lose it.
Facts.
They're spending for profits as well. They're spending for success or for growth, the same way these quote unquote Western or North American or US owners are trying to do. So I love that it's coming to light. I love that we won this one. I'm seeing all these rivals scramble, and Professor G Certified Conway. And sorry, who else is in the space? Because I don't see the name. Yusuf. Sorry, my bad. I want to see how these rivals react. If I hear these rivals backing their club decisions, backing the club in some of the statements that they make, I'm like, okay, I know where I'm actually siding you. I know where I'm putting you.
Fact. Newcastle hadn't done anything wrong, and they tried to block the Newcastle takeover beginning. Only Newcastle to go back through, and he got passed through. And they were forced to take over Newcastle. The remember, they tried to block it. I had no problem. I said, yo, if someone's buying Newcastle, if someone's buying, I don't care.
Yeah.
When Man United, Qatar were going to buy them, do you see the hypocrisy?
Yep.
You see the Liverpool fan twerking for Qataris. When he was there. Do you see how they were so truly? But what happened? He rejected them. He rejected to buy Liverpool. It hit Liverpool's nerve so much. How can they reject us? How can they? We're Liverpool Football Club. Yeah? So to me, they're hypocrites. Each 100. One of them would love to have an owner 100%. Like us. Yeah?
Yeah, you know, it's like
have a structure. They're smart, they're intelligent, they see the future, they're intelligent. And I've always said it. They know how to run a business. And because your businesses are being run to the ground and they're scamming you for all that money that you're all paying for, you're all paying £1,500, Arsenal fans, for a season ticket, 2-3 grand. You go there, no league towel, no Carling Cup, no FA Cup, The only thing is Community Shield and to watch a dog being paraded at the end of the season, being taken. I can look outside my neighbor's house. He's taking the same dog, black dog called Red. It's like Quinn.
Hamza.
You pay $3,000 for that.
Hamza. Just a quick one. Yeah. You know what's prime example of that, of them failing, is because, for example, take United, some of United legends. They send their children to play in Man City's academies. That's the funny part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just goes to show, you know what I mean? United, you know, look, and maybe historically they might be a bigger club than us, but right now, in terms of the future-wise, they're nowhere near close to being as good as City, man. I'm sorry if this offends United fans, but you're nowhere near close, man. Historically, maybe you might have more trophies than that, but future-wise, your future's not looking good, man.
Not at all. Well, Wayne Rooney said he'd take a coaching job at City. He'd love to learn under Pep. There's a lot that's happening over here, and we've become the standard, which is what you want to strive for. And what I think, I actually believe, a big reason for this success, in my opinion, is the chip on the shoulder. I think for what's happened with the owners. The owners were never let's be real. They never wanted the owners in the Prem. They never wanted the owners to be a part of Manchester City. That we've all been highly motivated. We've all had that extra energy, that battery in our back to actually prove when everyone's saying we can't do it for whatever the reason may be. Oh, you don't understand the game. You're from this part of the world. You have this complexion. Whatever, you have this accent. Whatever it may be. When we've had that chip on the shoulder, it's that extra motivation. I think the owners, on why it's been so relentless, has been a big part of from day one saying you're not wanted here. I think that's why we've gotten to this point.
That's a good point, VR, because remember a couple months ago when we beat West Ham, Foden scored in the first minute, we won the league on that day. Richard Masters, instead of coming to the Etihad, he went to Arsenal. That's the CEO of the Premier League.
Yes.
Instead of coming to the Etihad to give us that Premier League trophy, which everyone knew we were going to win it because we're playing West Ham, we'll have nothing to fight for the last day of the Premier League. Once we win that match, we win the Premier League title. Instead of being at the Etihad to award the trophy to us, he was at the Arsenal Stadium. That should tell you a lot between the current situation we're at as a club and where we're at with the league at the moment. This is war between us.
Yeah.
This is war. And also these are the clubs that were witnesses in favour for the Premier League. I think there's a line that's been crossed in between a section of other clubs that supported us in this case, and obviously the section that were with the Premier League side. So, man, over this next couple of months and going into next year, when we understand the verdict of this 115, when it does come out, whether it is in favour of us or the Premier League, this whole league is already ruined, in my opinion. So, you guys, I know you were talking about the Super League earlier on. Let's just get that cracking, man. Let's get that cracking.
No, man. For me, I agree with the Super League thing. I don't think that's the way it goes. Look at the other Premier League clubs as well. They're also standing up. And look at what happened at Everton. Yeah, this is when I knew the Premier League, something was off. Yeah, they were taking points off Everton, then they were giving them back. Then they were taking them off. Nottingham Forest, they didn't know what to do. The owners now getting pissed. Now, Leicester City won their case. This is when I said the Premier League are losing control. So the only way that they can get back to control is there has to be changes right at the top. There has to be. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I want. Okay. Maybe this is just a lot of like anger. Maybe this is just back in the day of seeing the United dominance. But before we move on to another league, I want this one to be ours. I've heard too much Liverpool talking about the amount of titles that they won. I heard too much about United saying all the titles that they won. I'm tired of Arsenal reminding me of the 13 that they won. We have 10, by the way, so watch out. I'm tired of them talking about all of that. I want us to surpass them, and then let's have the Super League. I want the record books to have our names all over the place. I want our names everywhere before we move on to the next.
Vapor. You know what's funny? Yeah. Sorry, just to mention. You know what's funny? Arsenal fans should technically thank Man City every night and day. You want to know why? Because it was City that stopped two teams from going invincibles: Chelsea with Mourinho and Liverpool with Klopp. Yeah. If it wasn't for City stopping these two teams, there would be two extra invincibles.
Anelka saved them, man.
Anelka and what's it called, Leroy Sané, man.
Mm-hmm.
You need to thank City there now.
They need to thank us. Yeah, Tony in the chat, you need to thank us right now. Thank us.
Like,
But yeah,
but
what
to
you guys,
Vader's point though, yeah, about seeing our names written all on the records, the greatest achievement in the history of this country in terms of English football is a team winning 4 league titles in a row.
Facts. Facts.
By
Right.
far, it's not even close. So right now, I know United have the most league titles. Liverpool just want to try over it, but all of those records are fine in terms of their league titles. But they could never do 4 in a row. They could never.
True.
So I'm comfortable. I'm in a comfortable situation right now. Obviously, Vader wants to go for more. He's more
I
hungry.
want it all. I want it all.
Vader's
I
being
want it.
greedy. Vader's being greedy. Listen, I'm comfortable, man. I'll just shove the 4 fingers in their face and just be like, yo, once you can do that, then holler at me. But they can't. I think it's an impossible feat that will never be achieved again unless we do it ourselves.
what do you guys think? Yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think that we can continue that dominance without obviously Txiki, as we're told, as Hamza was saying before, as we know, leaving big part of our board. We've lost Omar.
Big
Have
news.
you guys found out the replacement? It's Fabrizio reported.
Yeah, man. Apparently, it's Vader.
Look.
Vader's replacing.
Vader's the new DOF.
You know what it is, Vader.
Yeah,
guys. Look, I'm not sure about you guys, but for me, I feel as though because we've got a good structure in place, in terms of the sporting director, as long as the structure is still there, I'm not too really worried about who replaces Txiki. You know what I mean? As long as Khaldun and Soriano is still there and Pep is there.
I agree. I think we
lost.
lost.
It's like Breda when he left. Omar Breda. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. It kind of, it was a gap there. But no, we lost Omar, and things have still stayed ticking. I think if Txiki happens to go, it's interesting because even in the world of sport, from a boardroom standpoint, I mean, am I wrong? Is he's 60 years old? That's not really that old in terms of boardroom management, but hey, he's had a very successful career. I get it why he'll look to move on, but I'm with you, Yusuf. I'm like confident that whoever either gets appointed, whoever maybe moves up internally and then they replace, however they do it, the confidence there. Yeah. Because at the same time, this is what's funny. When rival fans want to remind me, oh, just wait until Pep leaves. We'll see where you City fans are at. We'll see where you guys are at in terms of competing. Well, the funny thing is, you guys aren't doing anything special. You guys aren't doing things at a level where I'm actually looking scared to be like, oh, you've got this person in place or you got this person making decisions for it to be worrisome. Because I think however it works, it just means we don't win 4 and 5. It just means that maybe we trade off. Maybe it happens to be a little more scared, but we're still going to be up there. So the fear of who happens to replace next, I'm calm with it, just like you.
You know what it is. Yeah? I feel as though I'm more inclined towards us trying to bring replacing our midfield slowly than Txiki leaving, because I feel as though, look, I watched the Fulham game and yes, we won 3-2. We can always say we're happy for the 3 points, but there was that moment after we scored the 3rd goal, and then the way they were just running through our midfield and passing, and the way they scored the 2nd goal, it feels as though physically some of the players have kind of declined. You know, I mean, I'm not sure if you guys agree with that too, but I feel as though some players have declined physically, and I don't think with the fixtures that are coming up, with the the Champions League, extra games, the Champions League, with the Carabao Cup, with the FA Cup, with the Premier League, and then you got the Club World Cup in the summer. It's going to be one of the seasons where it's going to be so many games, and I don't think physically they will be able to do it. So I don't know. I just hope from now until January, we can kind of keep the performances and get the results, and then hopefully try to buy someone to find cover in that midfield. Yeah.
But Txiki, so we'll talk about that Txiki leaving. So obviously it's a big blow.
Big blow, bro.
Listen, Txiki was a great servant. There's no doubt about it. He joined the football club back in 2012, is it? 2012.
October.
Yeah, and I remember when he joined the club back, and he was instrumental in making sure that we got the right signings, the Kevin De Bruyne, the Rodri. He was something special. And listen, looking from his history, he's a man of football. Came from historic football background, played at Real Sociedad, played at Barcelona, won like 4 league titles. He played with Pep Guardiola, won the Champions League with Pep. And I think, to me, he was absolutely one of the guys that, City fans will never forget. And obviously, for when he joined our football club and him bringing Pep Guardiola and Soriano as well, what he did in our football club, getting all those signings that we had was incredible. You know, sitting there. But it was part of our family. He's not him, he's leaving completely. He's just taking a month off. He's taking a year off. I think sabbatical. He might come
he's
back.
Retiring, Hamza. I think he's retiring.
Is he retiring?
No, he's not retiring.
60 years old.
Because Fabrizio said he's not retiring.
He's not retiring, yeah?
I think
that's what Fabrizio says. He says he's taking time off.
Yeah. And life moves on. Yeah. He's had an interesting career. He probably wants time to relax with his family, 60, let him relax. But I think he'll be involved in the City Football Group because it's a family thing. But to me, he was an asset. He's an asset. He was a brilliant asset. So now we look at this issue about is come as a surprise. Were you surprised? Were you shocked? What do you think about the news?
I asked Martin. Oh, Vay, do you want to say something?
Yeah, let me say real quick because I actually have to drop, unfortunately. But the funny thing is, and what I love about how we interact as City fans is that we link up on YouTube, we're linking up on Twitter X Spaces, and I really like how we're able to exchange information. This news to me wasn't too surprising because it's been hinted at for a while. We just didn't know exactly when. And even the news with Omar, it wasn't really a surprise going back a season ago. So I wasn't surprised by it. I'm actually calm for it. Whoever gets appointed will happen to see. But before I drop and Conway goes, I want to thank each and every one of you in the comments for interacting with this show. Drop a like button as well. This is a fantastic panel. I know you don't see Conway and Yusuf on screen right now, but these are fantastic guys. G certified and professor as well. I'll catch you guys. If it works out, it's an international break. Hopefully it works out Thursday. I can have all of you guys on CIA, but I'll send you guys the link. Bless
That's
you.
all people, man. Subscribe to Veta Games.
Make sure you follow Veta Games. We're there every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday, 8 o'clock UK time. We're there. And
this is what I was gonna say. Yeah. With your question. It's the Txiki thing, bro. It's a big blow to the club. Yeah. Obviously, I know Yusuf said earlier, if we get the right replacement, we're gonna be okay. But bro, this is a guy that's overseen 3 managers at the club. He was there when Mancini, obviously towards Mancini's during his managerial career at the club. Pellegrini was here, and obviously was a key role in us appointed Pep. This is a guy that's overseen 3 managers' successful signings at the club, man. So I think the next person that's about to replace Txiki, that appointment needs to be the correct appointment. Because going into the next summer, this summer upcoming, this is the summer where we're going to see majority of our senior players that's in the squad that are either above 30, whether we're going to see some of them get contract renewals or some of them leave. That deal with, he's going to be the one that's going to be determining what players are we going to be in the negotiating. He's going to be the one at the table. It's not going to be Txiki anymore. So we need to make sure the appointment or the person that's going to be succeeding after Txiki leaves needs to be the correct guy.
That's it.
Whether they did their homework on this Sporting guy or not, I don't know. Because on the article that Ornstein, just one thing, on the article that Ornstein posted was that the person that's going to replace Txiki has a huge say in the person that's replacing him. So if this Sporting guy, then obviously I'm going to back him and we'll see how it goes.
Repeat again, the person who's going to replace Txiki?
No, on the Ornstein article, Ornstein said the person that's replacing Txiki has a huge say on the person that's replacing him. So he's basically given the go ahead and saying, yeah, this is the guy.
Yeah. He's not doing a Fergie.
To be fair, Fergie picked Moyes. So let's hope we don't get one of those. But what I was gonna say to add on to what Conway was saying is that for me, that I agree, man. That I think we're downplaying it a little bit. You know how Txiki leaving. I think we're downplaying it because I understand that we don't want to just realize that another big person's leaving and all that. But I think it's a big loss for the club, man. This guy he's been there for 12 years. He's look at the signings that he's brought in. He's brought in Haaland with all the competition. Real Madrid were trying to get him. Barcelona were trying to get him. Gavardo he's brought in. There's a lot of things. The experience, the contacts that this guy has in football in the game. We can't overlook that stuff. And the reason why loads of people say, "Oh yeah, Manchester say you're the best run club in the world. They do this right, they do that right. Is because of people like Txiki, and mainly because of Txiki. I'll be honest, as much as Khaldoon and all these guys, yeah, Khaldoon is very important, but Khaldoon is more, he oversees everything. You know what I'm saying? Txiki's the guy Txiki and Sariano, them are the two guys that are mainly sorting out the contracts. Txiki's the guy that you see on the photo, shaking the player's hand when they get a contract. So that just shows you the importance of Txiki with all the contracts. Kevin De Bruyne staying as long as he has, Gundogan staying as long as he had, Haaland coming to the club. It's a big loss. We have to
guys. Sorry, like, can we also remember, the Pep players that came, you David Silva, Yaya Toure, you Aguero, some great players that we had, who we thought at the time who were performing so well, thought they'd probably go to Real Madrid, but they end up staying at City and making themselves legends, etc. So, I really wish Txiki the best. Obviously, it's not going to be easy, but we have to kind of, like I said, you have to move on it. So,
but Yusuf, who was the guy that when they were contract extending, who was the guy that they were speaking to? Because all those players, I'm convinced that David Silva would have left if it wasn't for someone like Txiki in the board.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think
that's the problem.
Hugo Viana, I remember him back up. He's the guy that's been tipped as favourites. And to me, I remember him back at Newcastle as a player. He used to play for Sporting Lisbon. Signed Newcastle. He's a good player. He's quite a good player. And he's gone to Sporting Lisbon. He's done amazing work at Sporting. Benfica and Porto have always dominated like that project back in Portugal. He's gone there. He's nicked some of upcoming good players like Gyökeres or Haaland, and they're doing so well. So in terms of me, I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, I think they would have done the homework very well. They've interviewed the right guys.
Is he the guy from Sporting Lisbon?
Yeah,
the guy from Sporting. Yeah. He's the one that sold Bruno.
We play Sporting Lisbon in the Champions League in a few weeks' time, or the week after that. I'm not sure.
Oh, we're playing them. Yeah, we're playing them away.
Yeah, so it should be an interesting one when he comes there to watch us, isn't it? But yeah, man,
that's why I don't believe Pep's leaving. Pep and Txiki will not leave the same time.
Hamza, do you know what it is?
Contract. I always stand by this. I always,
Hamza,
2 years, not 1 year. 2 years, 3
Hamza,
years.
do you know what it is with what you just said? Yeah. Obviously, last year and the years ago, the rumors were, the notion was always Pep and Txiki were going to leave at the same time. But currently, where we're at the moment, it's looking like Txiki is the one that's going to be leaving, and all these people in the comments that are talking about Pep is the next one to go. Right now, as we're speaking, Pep is in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah,
he's there, bro. So this should tell you. This should tell you that the club.
No way.
The club are adamant on making Pep sign an extension.
Yeah, he will not leave. He's signing 2-3 year contracts. They're gonna stabilize things. So now their job is to look for the director. But Soriano is the main guy. Pero Soriano is a big guy. He's the main guy, director of football.
The CEO, yeah.
And he's the guy. He's the head. So Txiki is the first one to leave. Then probably Soriano or whatever. But they will stabilize things. It's not like United. Everyone left at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah, they're leaving.
You don't just break everyone, like everyone leaves at the same time. That doesn't happen in many football clubs. United were just a clown of a football club. To me, I'm seeing this slowly. Txiki leaves. Pep signs 2-3 year contract. Hugo Viana is a young guy, 41 years old. Yeah, he's done an amazing job at Sporting Lisbon. Yeah, he's got scouting network in Portugal, so they would have known. Yeah,
I did hear that, Hamza, as well. I did hear that. Like, loads of people, we all know. It's not just Martin. There's loads of people like that and around the club that are saying Pep's going to sign. So I'm confident. I'm very confident that Pep's going to sign for 2 more years. I do think he'll at least sign for 2 more years.
Guys, don't you think? Don't you think it was a bit weird? I would have thought that the club would have announced Txiki's departure. Why did
Yusuf? I read something. I read something on that, Yusuf. So some guy posted on Twitter that obviously when after this APT thing and the clubs met up, another member from another different club leaked it and that's how Ornstein got a hold of it before City could post it themselves that Txiki was leaving.
So what? So they found out from a guy.
Yeah, they found out from another chairman or CEO from a different club that was at the shareholders meeting that mentioned to probably Ornstein or someone that the Txiki will be leaving at the end of the season, and then they used that before we could make a statement of Txiki leaving ourselves from the club. So that's how they got.
It has to be. And listen, listen, it has to be. Firstly, it has to be one of those 8 teams. One of those 8 teams that send evidence, and the only teams that would make sense for something like this would be maybe United because of the Omar Barada links. Yeah.
Oh, geez, how we got this APT thing in the first place? We should have never known about it. Arsenal leaked it with the Times, and then the Times made a story about it in June or July when we were going after the Premier League on these associated transactions or whatever. Arsenal leaked it. Arsenal official leaked.
In terms of this Txiki thing, Hugo. So what other names have been listed? Hugo Van is one. Any other names?
Not yet.
Hugo's the one, Hamza.
He's the main guy. How long has
he's
Hugo
the main
Van?
guy.
Yo, yeah, what's up with the Hamza?
Yeah, I think Hamza got cut off.
Hamza on his own space, yeah?
No, I was going to Google Hugo Vanna and I came out here. I had multiple times. Hey, panicking, man.
The only Hamza, man. Only Hamza would kick himself out his own show, man.
But I googled this guy Hamza. He used to play for Newcastle, man. I never.
Yeah, I remember my brother, bro. He's the top player. He signed from Newcastle from Sporting Lisbon. He used to be a midfielder, very skillful guy. But he never was successful. But he did well. Newcastle fan loved him. Hugo Viana, yeah. But in terms of how long has he been a thing at Sporting
Lisbon? I think he's since 2018.
So he was there for that's 6
years.
That's 6 years. So he must have been there since he was 35. He's a young guy. Boy, that's
he's a young guy.
Experience. Young guy. He knows the game well. Then he knows the game very well, bro. So if you look at Sporting Lisbon, they're doing very well, bro. In terms of the scouting, the players that he signed. They signed people like what's the name? They've got Victor Gokres. Yeah, they've got what's the name?
Even Bruno Fernandes at the time. But didn't Bruno Fernandes come from Sporting?
Usman.
He sold Bruno Fernandes, yeah.
Yeah, he's Usman Diomande, Martin Hoyland, Yuland, he's a midfielder.
Ignacio as well,
Ignacio, yeah, they're good and they're top of the league.
Mendes.
Yep, and they won the league how many years? They won 2020, 2023, 2024. So he's got experience, bro. He's only a young guy. He can only get better.
If you look at it, yeah, if we're getting this guy, he's already better than like Liverpool, their DUF, they got it from Bournemouth. United DUF is Dan Ashworth and Arsenal have Eddie. Like they have all these guys that are nowhere near even the guy that's replacing Txiki, bro. So Hugo's better than all of their DUFs.
Yeah. City, someone said City is moving to a new era of young staff, backroom staff. It's like a new fresh blood completely. When Txiki came here, he was around 40s, is it? 40 something. How old? He's now 60. How old is Txiki?
No, it was 50.
He was about 42.
42? No.
No. He was 40 years.
48.
He was 48 or 47.
Yeah, he was young. Yeah, there you are. So City always plan ahead. We don't go for this kind of guys like, what's the name? PSG. They got that guy, the old guy.
Oh, I know who you're talking about as well. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Luis Campos,
yeah. City often go for young. So they're looking into this and thinking of young blood. So Sporting Lisbon, this guy's probably got good network at Portugal. Portugal are doing very well under 21, bro. They're fantastic youngsters they produce. So he's probably looked there and said, okay, City, next step up. So, and the structure there is City is still good. Ferran Soriano stays, Pep Guardiola stays. 2-3 years later, Pep Guardiola replacement comes in. It's slowly. That's how you change things. things. You see what I'm trying to say? One by one. You don't just lose everyone like United. So
Conway,
to me, I
Conway,
think this
Conway, Conway, are we still looking at buying Musiala?
Yeah, next summer. Yeah.
yeah, he's
Okay.
the thing. So Musiala,
Even Hamza knows about this, man. Even Hamza knows, man.
yeah, Musiala. Eh?
Yeah, Musiala. Yeah.
But I'm hearing they're in talks into giving him you know the funny thing, let me tell you one club that I was laughing. Arsenal being linked with what's the name? With Florian Wirtz. Wallahi, I was laughing. I said, "Bro, have some shame. Sit down the floor, bro. There's certain names you just don't bring to Arsenal's level. Like these are Madrid's and all. Musiala and Florian Wirtz, top players. 5 minutes left, guys. Anyone wants to say anything, Conway? And then
Nah, bro. Listen. Big up for having me on. Big up to G Certified Yusuf. Everyone in the chat. Make sure you like, subscribe. To the City fans that are worried about Txiki leaving, should not worry about it. The guy that we replace him in. He's got like he's a footballing guy. Very young person. So we're going into a new era on the club, and I think all we can do now is just back him. And there's a reason as to why Pep is currently in Abu Dhabi. So that contract extension hopefully is going to be announced by the end of this year, or maybe even by the end of this month. That's what I'm hearing, bro. So listen, man, just back the club. We're in a good moment at this time. You know, we just got to stay together. And yeah, man, big up everyone.
Big up everyone here. And guys, Martin's doing a space Blue Tone, so just jump down there and we'll continue our conversation there.
Come on, man. Big up chat, man. Big up Panzer.
Big up everyone. Like
Big
and
up, guys.
subscribe.
Big
And make sure you should watch the Vator show coming up.
You guys are coming to. You
Yeah,
guys are coming to this space. What?
I want to hear what Martin's gonna say. Martin and Blue Tone.
All right. Okay. I see you guys in the space. Yeah.
See you guys.
Space.